your new single is Where You Are, and it's coming out this week. When did you record it, and when did you write it?
Okay, so it's actually been a while. So I recorded it last summer, I would say. And we started writing the song from probably apparently I don't know my seasons. From a little bit before the summer, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's probably right, yeah. And then, I kind of linked up with like my boy, Marcus Samaj. And he works with Snow Allegra a lot. And I was like, listen, like, this story is really real for me right now because, I had to be away from my husband because I was on the road, and I was just like, like the sentiment of the song, like I really just wanted to be where he was, and I couldn't.
I heard there's a music video made. I'm not going to ask all the specifics on it, but is that true? You were able to make a video in the middle of this whole thing?
No, so we did, when I say summer, last summer I wrote the song. So I've had the song for some time now. So we shot a video right before the pandemic hit. And just to add insult to injury, it was in Jamaica.
I can think of worse places to shoot a music video, of course. Had you spent a lot of time in Jamaica before making the music video?
Well, yeah, my mom and dad are Jamaican. So I'm Canadian, but both of my parents are Jamaican. So that's technically like, home base outside of Canada.
Fantastic.
So it worked out. Like for me, I haven't been since I was a kid. So it was also like almost like a homecoming of sorts to shoot the video. So it was really, really great.
Have you performed live in Jamaica before?
No, that's a huge goal of mine. Huge, huge, huge goal of mine. Like once I, finally drop this project and, obviously once all this stuff is over, like Jamaica's a huge goal of mine, actually.
I can only imagine. So how much material do you have recorded? I ask that because if you talk to 20 artists, if you talk to the artist Beck probably has his next 2 albums done. And then the other people are kind of song by song because they go, I only want to put out what I'm feeling right now. Which are you?
Yeah. I am a music hoarder. I probably have like hundreds of records. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, I have put out not very many. Like, I've only put out, maybe 4 records are out now, but I've been recording like consistently for the last like 5 years. So I have a lot of songs. Now, if anybody will ever get to hear them, can't confirm, but recorded a lot.
Well, it's good to hear that there's that kind of output. Have you always been that kind of a prolific artist, or did it more start that once you knew that you were signing to Universal, it was time to really write every day because that's what artists do?
Always. I think I kind of write more than I speak sometimes. So my thoughts tend to go right into writing. You know what I mean? So I always have something written. Like if you scroll through my notes, it'll be like, I don't know, a sentence, a word, or I'm in a conversation with somebody and something they say sparks a whole song for me. So it's just, I'm constantly making stuff.
Now, kind of a generic question. I'm not going to say who are your influences, but where did the musical journey begin? Do you remember like a first band or a first performance or first artist where you saw and you went, that's what I want to do?
100%. So for me, like my older sister, she's the one who got me into music. And like from I was a baby, she'd be listening to like Aaliyah and Mary J. Blige and Jagged Edge, like all these like serious R&B, like 90s artists. And I definitely think that had a huge influence on me, be it whether how I write or how I present myself, being where I'm from, like that sort of like, that rough but smooth thing that you get with R&B. But specifically for me, the moment I was like, okay, maybe I want to like do this was when I heard Dangerously in Love by Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who wasn't inspired by Beyonce? Hello, but for real, that's when everything kind of changed for me. I was like, oh my God, like, knowing that she was a co-writer on the song and
mm-hmm.
the way it was performed, I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, I was like, 1, I need to learn how to sing this. And 2, I need to learn how to write a song. Like, I need to be able to write something that emotes like this in my lifetime. Like, I have to. So that's where it started for me. It was Dangerously in Love, Beyonce.
Did they put you on the talent show circuit Are there like all sorts of old videos of that you're actually singing?
Oh my God.
Somewhere?
No, thank God there's no footage, but I absolutely did do the talent shows and did do all that. And please, I hope if anybody hears or reads this interview, do not dig it up. Do not dig it up. But yeah, I did that whole thing, and I used to like scream my head off singing to that song. You know, mom's upstairs like, shut up. But I think it was that was a stepping stone for me, like a milestone for me as far as starting my own career in this.
Another thing that I like to find out about artists is this what they're doing the rest of their life? Or do they hope to be a singer, an actress, a designer, an entrepreneur, and everything else? Do you have a clear path to the whole thing?
100%. I think music is 100% always going to be a part of my life. But there's so much other stuff that I want to get into. I design. I've already started like designing certain things. I know that's later on, but I love clothing. I love stuff like that. You know, I want to work on like books. I want to help my community. You know, be it how that's going to happen. I don't know yet, because you know there's steps to this. I got to maybe start putting out some music, but I do have goals. You know, I know I'll always be within the music space, but I definitely want to branch out, you know.
Sure. It's always interesting to me when you find a Universal Canada artist that they have to do the international media rounds, and things are more skewed to England than the States per se. Mm-hmm. Have they yet been going like, well, this is what you're going to do in the States, these are your media dates, or are we still so early that is everything like Canada centric right now?
I think, you know what, I'm not totally sure. Like for me, the thing is I have my own relationships within the States as well. Mm-hmm. So when we talk about things like Apple Canada, like, and UMC, you know, they're going to do, we're Canadian. So they're going to definitely, you know what I mean, want me to start building a foundation within Canadian media as well. But there's also that interest in the US, you know, and then we have our counterparts over in London, which is amazing. Yeah. But, you know, for me, as far as even, you know, I went on tour, I did a North American tour that was between Canada and the States. So it's like, we so close. It's kind of like the same, to me, it's the same difference. Like we've been doing, you know, some stuff in the States, we've been doing some stuff in Canada. So yeah, but I mean, this is kind of like the first run, right? Like this is the first single off of the EP. Yeah. So we're just going to, you know, see what happens.
That's great that you got this one step at a time mentality going for you. When did you find out that you were signed to Universal versus when did you tell people that you were signed to Universal? Was there a little bit of a wait there?
Not really. It wasn't a wait. It was just sort of like I wanted to present information like with something. So because the project wasn't done yet, because there isn't, I don't just want to be like, hey guys, like I'm signed now. Expectation. I wanted to just make sure everything was kind of together, right? And for me, I'm signed to Boy Wonder by way of Universal. So it was also like, you know, Boy Wonder's a legend. So I would much rather, as his first artist, come with something. Like we're going to be like, okay, this is what we got. And hey, also signed. It was kind of something like that. You know what I mean? Because that is a new venture as well. Like, you know, I am a Black Canadian female R&B singer. That doesn't really exist. So there's, to me, I feel a lot of responsibility to start to bring light to the fact that there are artists like me that are here in Canada, that are over here on this side of things. So yeah, I just wanted to do it well, like take it seriously, do it well, and, you know.
Yeah, you make a very good point right there. The last international crossover Black female R&B or even pop singer I could think of is maybe Deborah Cox. So we're kind of overdue for like a crossover star.
Absolutely. And you know what? I also, you know, I've worked with Deborah. She's incredible. But also, I don't think she fully got her flowers. So I'm at the point where it's like, there's also Julie Black. There's also Tamia. People don't even know Tamia.
Oh, Tamia. Yeah. Quincy Jones's protege in the mid. I didn't realize she was from Canada.
See, a lot of people don't even know. Yeah. So for me, it's like, I feel like they're all incredible. They all do. Melanie Fiona. Oh, you know, they're all incredible, but it all goes to a certain level. And then it's like, I don't feel like they're supported properly. So for me, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna use everything that I was able to learn from y'all and the path that you guys laid, and fucking burn this shit down. Like, I want to really be able to do that, because there's so many women and artists, not even just women. There's so many people that look like me that think because they're in Canada they don't have a chance, or that they have to leave. They have to go somewhere else in order to make it. So that's something that I'm constantly thinking about as well.
And now that we've established that you got the single coming out this week, a lot of hype on it, but it's not just hype, it's great stuff. There's more music in the can. You got long-term vision. What is life like for you outside of music? I saw that dog before, so I know that that's a warm-hearted person right there.
Yeah. It's just, honestly, it's just me and my boo, me and my dude. And, you know, he also happens to be a frequent collaborator with me and works with Wanda a lot. He produced, you know, everything else that I have out. And just really trying to figure it out. This quarantine is difficult, man. Like, it's really difficult. And for me personally, because of where I pull my creativity from, I like to travel. I like to experience things. I like to meet new people. And you literally can't do any of those things right now. So it's kind of rough creatively, but I've just kind of been trying to seize the day every day. We got sunshine, we got each other, you know, that's within quarantine. Outside of that, all I really do is music, and then think about other things, like the other stuff that I do want to set up eventually, and that, you know, when it's time we'll know about, but I'm constantly working. The gears are always shifting. The gears are always moving. So, yeah.
I didn't know if you were going to say something really obscure, like, well, I do improv or something like that.
Imagine. Well, one thing that a lot of people don't know about me is I watch a whole lot of movies. Yeah. And the only thing that I watch is like science fiction. I don't watch anything else. So that's usually a funny fact. People are like, what? Like, I wouldn't peg that, but that's my jive. Like, I don't watch any romance, although I write about love all day. I don't. Yeah, and fantasy and stuff. And actually, another obscure fact is I've been working on like a book.
Oh.
It's quarantine. Yeah. Same thing I was talking about kind of like doing my part, is that I'm from Toronto, and, you know, pre-Drake, people thought we had like igloos here. So, you know, there's not a lot of tools for us to actually know how to get into the music industry. Like, there's no orientation. I mean,
there's CMW, there's Canadian Music Week, but I guess it's more towards rock.
It has like the couple urban stages, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's a dope opportunity to perform, but then it's like, okay, what else?
Yeah.
What about the connections? What about the contacts? How do you get yourself in rooms? How do you, like, that's kind of, it took me so many years to figure that out. And now that I know, I'm like, so that was it. You know what I mean? Like, now so the book for me is kind of just like something to do with like an intro to like songwriting, intro to like getting in the doors, because like I was saying, there's no orientation. So it's like, just like an amalgamation of all the years that I spent just trying to figure that out into like, you know, a couple pages, so that at least those tools are given, and they were never given to me. So
I hope to eventually read that, and looking forward to more music. So I'm going to ask you the closing question. That's any last words for the kids?
For the kids, wow. Stay creative, whatever it is, whatever that means. Mm-hmm. There's no correct way or incorrect way. Just find a way to get all that energy out, be it bad energy, so that we can receive good energy, and we all get through this shit together. Well, and listen to the song, and the EP is coming really, really soon, and that's it.
Great, Savannah. Well, when this all ends, hope to see you live in New York. Thank you so much for your time, and glad you got all this great stuff coming soon.
Thank you so much, Darren.
Paltrocast.